things, you know, that stop you in business. And one of the things that I think is key is that you remember the positives, the things that you've done well in the week. So if you've been following this, and we are on, what is it? Oh my goodness me, day 24. I mean, that is crazy. But I want you to remember to celebrate, because you are probably doing far more than you thought possible, far more than you thought you could, and that you need to keep going. And it's those little celebrations that give you the boost, the inspiration that keep you going. So I want to make sure that you do that. And let's just have a look in here. Let's come back to something, and we can have a look at, you know, what goes on. And one of the things that might be just holding you back could be, you know, you got stuck on something. You got stuck on how something looks, or getting the wording right, or getting the layout right. Okay, so let's just quickly have a quick reminder. And what I want to remind you is how your image, your website looks when you first click on it. So what have we got here? This is in the mobile view. So remember, you got 5 different views: mobile, tablet in portrait, tablet in landscape, a laptop, and a desktop. And they're all going to look slightly different. And how do they fit? So I want you to remember that you need to have your call to action button. Now, I'm kind of thinking, this is maybe a bit square, is this button? Yeah, it doesn't look quite right. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of stuff in here. I'm just going to get rid of that publish settings. I'm going to click on here and edit this button, because it doesn't look quite right on the desktop. I'm going to do this thing where you do the single screen override, which means I'm only changing the desktop, or it should only change the desktop. So I'm going to have a look at that. And you look down the right hand side, so right above my head, and I realize I'm going to move myself over here, because over there, if I'm too close, you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to come in here, and you've got layout, and you've got display and stuff, and you've got spacing and that sort of thing, and you've got the size, and you can do all these sort of things. But what I want to look at is the border, okay? And you can do corners and custom. And can you see, as I slide this in, can you see how it makes it much more into that kind of button shape? So if I come back out here and just click over here, can you see how that rounded edge on the button? Well, that was basically done on this bit, which was the border. And I customized it, didn't I? I made it tweak, and you can go into custom, or you can do, you can change each individual one. So if you wanted, you could have just the top curved, but I'm doing the whole lot. I quite like it in that sort of format. But what you might say is, okay, I don't actually like the size of it, and I want to change the size of it, and maybe the auto is better, but does that fill it? Not too sure. You can do it relative to the page. And how do you do that? You can slide it out like that and do that. And maybe that button looks a little bit better. The layout and the spacing, then you can do the padding. So this is the padding from the other things around it. So if you click on here, you can see, can you see how I'm moving the padding within the button? And you got to be careful on there. So that's the button itself. But on the outside of that, that moves the whole button relative to the wording, the text above. So we're messing about on this, and we're sort of going, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of get that. I like that. You can move it around a bit and things. That's quite cool. And the width you're doing relative to the page, and you're doing all these things, and you can do it in pixel size. So if you wanted, you could say, yeah, actually I want it that big. Yeah, and you could do that. That's cool as well. And then in terms of what else you've got in here, you can change the spacing, the layout, and where it is relative to everything else. And you kind of go, oh, right, okay, I like this. I like this. And so there's loads of things that you can do. Now, that should be the single screen override. So I'm coming off that. So you can see that this button hasn't changed. This button hasn't changed. This button hasn't changed. This button hasn't changed. And maybe you want to go just into the mobile and say, right, actually, I want to edit that one now. And I want to do something similar. But I just want to make sure you do single screen override if you're just doing it for that. I want to go into the border. And yeah, I want to make that. Yeah, I want to make it more into that sort of button shape. Yes, I like that. So then you come back and here you go. And if you went to the others, that's still square, that's still square, that's still square. And that's what we did on the other one, wasn't it? Now, on here, let me just edit this and see. So I'm on single screen override again. And I just want to, you can see how, you know, you've got the text, you can do that in there. Then for actually moving the, let me just see if I can remember on here. Size, shading. No, we're good. We're good. So again, I'm going to save that. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to look at that and I'm going to go, do you know what? I quite like that. But I just want a fraction between the wording. So I'm going to do the single screen again. And then you do the spacing and you come into this thing with the points. And I want to do this one, which is, I just want to move it just a little bit away from the wording above so it doesn't look too cramped. So I've just done this one REM here, okay? And I think that looks better. So I'm going to save that. So there's a quick bit about, you know, going in and editing things. And let's just publish it. So I'm going to publish that. And up should come the green button over there. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, cool. All right, then I'm going to click on it and let's see if it opens up. Here we go. What have I pressed there? Yes, publish, yes. Okay, I'm going to just go in and type this in. grooveuniversity.com. And I've cocked it up somehow. This is a good live, isn't it? Why have I managed to cock that up? Okay, I'm going to go away and find out what I've done wrong there. But I'm still going to celebrate the fact that I made this button into a curvy button because I do like it. All right, but I will see you again soon. So there you go. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate anyway. What the hell? What are you guys celebrating? I want to know. I want to know what you're celebrating. If you're watching live or in the comments, I want to know what you're celebrating. Love to know it, and I will see you soon for what are we on? This was let me just go down. Holy moly! This was day 24. Day 24. That's crazy, isn't it? What's that? That's 6/10. We're 60% of the way through. 60% of the way through. Loving it. All right, make sure you check out these up here, so you can do that. I'm going to just check because I've now cocked up that that link. Although it should be fine. It should be fine. But I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it on my phone actually whilst we're on here. I'm getting notifications about Clubhouse as well. If you're not on Clubhouse, you need to get on Clubhouse and go to businessprofit.club. It's a website, but you can go in and do that. But I'm just gonna type in here. And I'm gonna go there. Right. What the hell's right? I'm still going to celebrate, but I'm going to sort it as well. So until next time, folks, thank you very much for watching. You look after yourself. Whatever it was that's gone well this week, celebrate it. All right. Take care. Bye for now. How do you turn this off?